Two rival chimpanzee gangs are about to clash over the ultimate prize, a massive grove of ripe figs. Both leaders have rallied dozens of fighters, ready for an all-out turf war. To protect their precious fruit, Freddy's family sent members up the trees early to start picking. But just as they were happily feasting, they had no idea that 30 chimps from the rival gang were already waiting in ambush. Up in the canopy, Freddy's crew was completely clueless about the looming attack. With a single command, the enemy gang launches a full-scale assault. The brutal sneak attack catches Freddy's family totally off guard, throwing them into pure chaos. Those who couldn't escape in time were met with brutal violence from the invading gang. Left with no other choice, Freddy is forced to run for his life. The ambush was devastating. A female from Freddy's family was tragically killed. The victors gather around to feast. While figs are sweet and tasty, chimpanzees actually crave the rich taste of meat. They will never pass up a chance to pack in some extra protein. As the gang leader, Scar claims the absolute best cuts of meat for himself. But to keep his crew loyal, he knows he has to share the wealth. And as for his followers, they have to learn the art of begging politely. Meanwhile, this massive defeat has completely humiliated Freddy, and his leadership is now under serious threat. A tough rival in his crew, Voss, is trying to add fuel to the fire and stage a full-blown coup. To crush this rebellion, Freddy lashes out at everyone, bullying them without mercy, and that even includes his own kids. It isn't until every single member submits to him that this brutal family outburst finally starts to cool down. Deep inside the dense Kibo rainforest of Uganda, Freddy leads a large crew of chimpanzees, ruling over a prime nut grove right in the heart of the jungle. Freddy's family includes everyone from tiny newborns to chimps well into their senior years. For generations, they've survived on these nuts, living a pretty happy and peaceful life. Besides us humans, chimps are one of the very few mammals out there that actually use tools. In fact, their DNA is incredibly similar to ours. But before the main nut harvest is fully ripe, they have to venture out and forage for other food to survive. Fortunately, Freddy knows exactly where to find fresh fruit, and as a leader, every choice he makes is quite literally a matter of life and death for his family. Meanwhile, over in the eastern jungle, Scar and his gang of 30 chimps are actively hunting down Freddy's crew. Even though Scar's gang already controls a lush fruit territory, they've been eyeing Freddy's prized nut grove for a long time now. So whenever Freddy's family steps out of their safe zone, they have to stay on high alert. The forest offers a huge variety of wild fruits, which give them a massive energy boost from the sugar. But sneaking into another gang's territory to steal food is incredibly dangerous, and it could easily get them killed. Right where the two gang territories overlap, Freddy spots something alarming. He's found fresh tracks from Scar's gang. Even though Scar's crew is a bit smaller in numbers, it's packed with incredibly muscular, aggressive males. On the flip side, Freddy's group is mostly made up of females and babies. Realizing the danger, Freddy immediately signals his entire crew to go dead silent. But it looks like Scar has already caught their scent. Right now, staying completely quiet is the only chance Freddy's family has to make it out alive. But the playful little babies don't quite understand just how deadly this situation really is. Scar drums the tree roots, sounding the terrifying signal to attack. And for the mothers carrying babies, running too slow means certain death. Scar revels in the sweet taste of victory, but if he wants his gang to truly dominate, he needs to push forward and conquer the nut grove right now. This land he's been dreaming of is incredibly rich, sitting right next to an endless supply of fresh, running water. It's an absolute paradise, making it the ultimate prize for any chimpanzee gang. Even though Freddy's family has taken some heavy hits, having the nut grove means they still have a chance to recover and rebuild. The nuts are finally ripening, which means Freddy's crew no longer has to risk their lives foraging in dangerous territory. Watching these chimps smash nuts with heavy rocks is incredible. It's a skill shaped by hundreds of thousands of years of evolution, and even though they share so many fascinating behaviors with us, chimpanzees will never actually evolve into humans. We are simply distant cousins on the evolutionary tree. Around 6 million years ago, we shared a common ancestor, but over millions of years of evolution, our paths split into two completely different species. We gradually developed higher intelligence and became humans. Meanwhile, chimp babies are incredible copycats. They watch their mothers constantly, and everything she does will deeply shape exactly how they survive when they grow up. Through lots of trial and error, these clever apes always manage to figure out the absolute best way to get the job done. After eating a huge pile of nuts. All those heavy carbohydrates start to kick in. The chimps quickly become sluggish and sleepy. And just like us, taking a nice long nap is the perfect cure for a massive food coma. And just like human toddlers, these little guys are always. The sounds of them playing and fighting completely drive their sleeping parents crazy, but even though they are exhausted, they do not work a 9-to-5 job, so they have plenty of patience to play with the kids. As for Scar, even though he just tasted victory, his troops' situation is not looking good. The fruit in their territory is out of season. If he cannot find a new place to settle down, his throne is going to be seriously challenged. Scar's troop is mostly made up of male chimps, and since he is getting older, he is constantly feeling the pressure from the younger guys. If his rule is ever overthrown, it means certain death for him, but at least for now, he is still the boss around here. Over by the waterfall, Freddy's family has found ripe fruit. This sugar rush is incredibly precious for them, since they usually just eat nuts. They chew the pulp and suck out all the sweet juice. This soft fruit is especially perfect for Freddy's old dad. Once the juice is gone, they can just dip it in the river and eat it again. But relying only on nuts and fruit is not enough to keep them going. To get some much-needed fat, Freddy regularly organizes group hunts. The monkeys living right next to the chimps are always on high alert. They're tiny. Bodies can easily zip back and forth across the thinnest branches. In theory, chimps are way too heavy to pose any real threat to these monkeys. But Freddy is smart and he has a brilliant plan. He orders his guys to push forward and sneak right in front of the monkeys. The rest of the team climbs the trees to set up an ambush, waiting for the perfect moment. Freddy makes his move, charging in to herd them. His entire goal is to drive the prey right into the trap. The panicked monkeys scatter and run for their lives, but once they enter the kill zone, the hidden chimps close the net. When Freddy secures the food, everyone who helped with the hunt gets their fair share. Well, not exactly fair. Freddy's arch rival, Vince, put in the most work but did not get the cut he deserved. Still, this rich monkey meat is an incredible source of protein, and the heavy fat content is the perfect energy boost. After a huge meal, they chew on some leaves to wash it down. It is a pretty sweet life, and thanks to the energy from the meat, Freddy's wife will have plenty of milk for their baby. As evening falls, the well-fed chimps start getting ready for bed. To stay safe from large predators, they sleep high up in the trees. The chimps snap off branches and weave them into comfortable beds, letting them finally sleep off the day's exhaustion. Suddenly, a huge crack of thunder rips through the sky. The intense storm gets Scar's gang super excited, knowing how chimps normally act. This level of excitement is incredibly unusual. Chimps are not actually scared of the rain, but they absolutely hate getting soaking wet. They are actually a lot like us in that way. Little Zeus snuggles up to his mom for warmth. Life here is tough, and the rainforest is full of danger, but his mom's arms are the safest place in the world for him. Using the thunder as cover, Scar's gang quietly sneaks into Freddy's territory. This surprise attack hits them right where it hurts. Freddy's family is caught completely off guard. The troop members scatter in absolute panic. In all the chaos, Issa and Little Zeus are quickly surrounded by the enemy. Their once lively nut grove falls dead silent. Scar's gang claims a massive victory. Little Zeus gets separated from his mom in the mess. Scar easily tracks him down, but surprisingly, he spares the baby's life. This rare moment of mercy will definitely change the future of the troop. The heavy rain shows no signs of stopping. Without his mom's protection, the little guy just clings to a tree, shivering. In the cold, the rainforest, nights can be incredibly eerie. All sorts of predators start coming out of the woodwork. Once a leopard shows up, you hear a terrifying scream from a chimp. A few of Freddy's companions are tragically killed. By the next morning, Little Zeus has not moved an inch. He is just waiting right there for Issa to come back. Sadly, his mom is never coming back. The members of Scar's gang had ruthlessly killed her. Chimps have incredibly deep emotions. Issa was family to everyone in the troop. Seeing one of their own gone leaves the rest of the group completely heartbroken. Freddy stares at his late wife, overwhelmed with grief. The poor little guy does not even understand what death means yet. He thinks his mom is just resting nearby, but losing Issa will not bring any peace to the troop. Backing down has only led to a massacre, and they have completely run out of options. The fire of revenge has been officially lit.